Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything. Been pretty busy with life. Haven't really had a chance to get out much. The truck has actually been having a couple issues. Dealership's been working on getting them kind of figured out. And other than that, finally found the time to get out and explore. And actually, I've been out here before. I'm just on the south side of this mountain range. This video is going to be a little bit different, hopefully. It took me a while to figure out where I was even going and how to get here, because the map I was using kind of made it look like I could cut across in a few other spots and ended up not being able to. So I had to drive to another state to get access to where I am now. I will link right here where the other video is, where I got on the north side of this area. But yeah. I'm hopefully going to get up there before we get any rain. Kind of looks like we might be getting some rain right there, but the weather's kind of cooling off as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll hopefully make this video different than the other ones. Thanks. Caution, this road is not suitable for passenger vehicles, even if they are four-wheel drive. High clearance, short wheelbase four-wheel drive vehicles are recommended. Definitely not a short wheelbase, but it is four-wheel drive and high clearance, and it has Carly suspension. So we'll give it a go. Don't feed or touch wild horses for any reasons. Just like last time I came out here, I found some snow in an area that's probably shaded at the heat of the day. I already turned around because I mean, this part here wasn't that bad, but that next little bit there is it was deep. I was able to get through it, not a big deal, but I had to kind of get off the trail a sec to turn around. And then all the rest that way is just like 2 feet-ish of wet, dense snow. So I found a camp spot like back that way a little bit. I'm gonna turn around and head back there, and only got maybe an hour and a half left of sun. So trying to make the most of the light, maybe build a fire. There was a fire running there too. So I'm gonna head there and get everything set up, although this area's got a cooler view. But yeah, kind of a bummer. Kind of anticipated on it. I figured this trail didn't go into that part of the mountains, so I figured it'd be all right, but it's just not all the way melted yet. I don't want to sit out here all night trying to get my truck out of a snow bank, or even out of the middle of the trail, or slide off of it, because it kind of holds this steep angle for a while, and some spots you just kind of slide right off the side if it got slick enough. So anyways, back to the camp spot. We're at camp now. Nothing too crazy. Little fire circle over there. Got the truck kind of set up and kind of level. I'm just using some rocks to level it. Yeah, so not quite how I wanted the day to go, but at the end of the day, I'm out in the wilderness camping. So what more can you really, can you really complain about that? So I'm gonna try to find some firewood. I brought some with, but not a whole lot. Then whoever was here last time left a little bit. So I'm gonna try to find some more, and maybe start cooking or drinking. I don't know. But I got some little LED lights. I'm gonna try to string them up to get some more light, because that was one thing I noticed on the last time I went out, was once the sun went down, all I had was my headlamp and the fire, which wasn't too bad, but I didn't really care for it. When I was trying to clean up, I ended up slipping and hitting my knee pretty hard, so wasn't too happy about it. But yeah, there's plenty of quietness to enjoy, and I'm gonna start doing it. So normally when I start a fire, I have these little sticks of like compact oily wood, I guess. I don't know. Kind of looks like this, but smaller. And so I was at the store today, about to check out, and I remembered I forgot some paper towels. So I went back and I saw these sitting behind me, and they're supposed to be like fire starters. Kind of feels like a railroad tie, but it's kind of wet, and so that's what I used to get this fire going, and it seemed to be okay. I had to put some kindling on it and get it going a little bit first, but once it got a little hot, it seemed to take off pretty good. And you can see it took me all but like a minute and a half to get this going with it, and it's still down there burning pretty decently. So I don't know, just thought it was something kind of neat to share. I got it at like a grocery store in the barbecue section. I'm always looking for new gear and new things to try and stuff like that, and I haven't really had a chance to do much. But aside from little things I find on YouTube, following a few other channels, the Army Navy store, the Army surplus store, is a pretty nice place because you can get all this old cargo stuff for pretty cheap. And so I figured I'd take this opportunity while I'm out here and still got some sunlight. Got everything pretty much mostly set up other than cook some dinner and find some more wood. But so probably 2011, 12 roughly. I might have already told this story on one of my other videos, but me and some friends, we used to all work rotational shifts in the oil field in North Dakota. And on our days off, when we would, when they'd all sync up, we would somehow get together on a weeknight or a work night or a weekend. It didn't really matter if we were all off, and we'd go out and kind of just start driving around, and then one thing would lead to another, and someone would mention a trail or a urban legend or a cabin somewhere in the mountains. And so we would set out with absolutely no preparation, no gear. We'd pretty much just have like the clothes on our backs, and usually it was my pickup. I don't remember a time when we weren't in my pickup. And I had my 2003 Dodge Ram 3500 Cummins diesel. It was pretty rowdy, wasn't anything crazy like it was recently or what it's going to be, but it was a 6-speed manual, and I just pretty much had a leveling kit with some bigger tires, and specifically the BFG KM2s. Those were my go-to tire, 35-inch. And so we'd set out, we'd find ourselves, bored driving, and then we would usually get to places like I'm at now at dark, but we had no intentions of like staying the night or camping or anything like that. We weren't really into it then, but we would keep driving, and it was always out of season too. It was never in the summertime. It'd always be like in the fall or early spring when there was still snow and it was still cold, and we would just drive until we couldn't drive anymore. We'd find snow. We just kept driving through the snow, and before you know it, we'd get stuck. And on a few occasions we were able to get the truck out just with kind of waiting and just letting the Cummins do the work. But other than that, there's a few times where we would get stuck and we would stay stuck. And one of those times we ended up stuck for about 9 hours in the Beartooth Mountains. I mean, one of my friends, he was wearing basketball shorts and like sandals, so he was useless. I mean, he couldn't get out of the truck. Me and my other friend, we were wearing, clothes, like full clothes and boots and jackets and stuff. But that led me to where I'm going with this story. Those Army surplus folding shovels, they can get you into a lot of trouble. And I say this, it's not a big deal to some people. Some people probably have never had a problem with them. But because this happened, and it could have gotten really bad, but we were fortunate enough. I think our young naiveness and positive attitude kind of kept us in a safer situation versus like right now, if I was in that situation by myself, I'd basically be, kind of contemplating whether or not I was actually going to make it out. But yeah, we were digging. We were stuck in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. I didn't even realize how far in the mountains we were when it first happened until the morning, when I could see the valley all around us and how close we were to actual like mountaintops. And we basically tried to avoid a snowdrift, and the truck sunk down. And I didn't have those tires I mentioned earlier. I had some garbage Dixie Peck things, and I would never buy them again. And we ended up just using them for burnout tires after the fact. But yeah, so we dug for hours with our hands and our ice scraper for your windshield, because that military shovel I had broke like right away. We dug 30 seconds, minute, something like that, and it was all snow. I mean, we weren't digging through dirt, rocks, nothing like that. We were just digging straight into snow. And the hinge where the hinge where it folds, it just broke right there. There's like a little bracket that bolts onto the wood, and then your shovel bolts to it, and that's what pivots. And that little section there just broke right off. So we were pretty nervous after that. Fortunately, because it was off season, the area we were at had a lot of like high dollar cabins, and there was a caretaker who happened to just be out doing something, and he saw the lights, the headlights. So he came over, and he wouldn't come near us. He wouldn't like drive up to the truck and pull us out. I had a strap. I think it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a strap, because I thought I was some kind of a expert adventurous then. But so he wouldn't come close, because he had just like a stock late 90s Suburban. And what he did is he brought us shovels, like this, like an actual shovel. And because of that, we were able to dig for quite a while and get the truck moved a good distance. We didn't get out, but we got it moved quite a ways away from where we ended up. And after that, we just kind of, I don't know, got back in the truck, and I think we tried to sleep for a few hours. And then we woke up when the sun was coming up, and we kind of all looked at each other like, we got to get out of here. Like, I mean, we weren't like running out of fuel. We were all hungry and tired because we'd been up there since the night before. And so we just were like, we got to get out of here. So we got out, tried to dig some more around the tires, and then we accelerated in the pickup like hard. I remember I had a dual disc clutch, and I just let that thing rip. And yeah, so we moved a good deal of distance, and we were pretty positive after that. And then while we were sleeping, the exhaust kind of melted a cone into the snow, because it was like literally buried into the frame. And when we moved away from it, it froze. And so as we were getting kind of rowdy and trying to get further away, we ended up getting back in the same ruts, and it pulled us back into our original ruts. But we went further back because we had rearward momentum. And the truck stopped right where the tailpipe was. And the reason we stopped is because that cone that froze just plowed into the bedside and just like bent the whole bedside in. And after that, I was pretty negative. I was pretty upset that now my truck has body damage. I was really good at taking care of, pickups, and that kind of started the downfall of that. And after that, I didn't really care anymore. I just wanted to leave. We had no cell service, obviously. We would have called someone hours ago, but we just got in it, put in 4 high, and just put her to the floor in like 4th gear. And it dug itself out. We got back onto the road, and after that, we were all excited. But driving back down to the closest town, I think it was Red Lodge. The truck had terrible vibration because all the snow packed in the wheels. The clutch had like a weird chatter because I think we just roasted it so bad. And then we got back to Red Lodge, and we were all dirty, tired, smelly, and we got a pizza. So we ate the pizza and drove home. And then we all kind of just were okay with going out after that. I don't think we really went out much more. That wasn't like an actual road or in the summertime. So when I come out to these particular mountains, I think of that. I think of back to that day, 10 plus years ago. And when I come out here, I come very prepared. I have nothing but good shovels. Generally have fiberglass handles. I have multiple axes, tire or traction devices. The truck comes with pretty good mods for traction and stuff itself, but I have a winch, recovery gear, tire repair kits, tools now. And yeah, it just kind of gets you you know, get you prepared for later on in life. But I just figured this would be a good opportunity to talk about that, because I'm sure I'm not far away from where some of these situations had happened. But yeah, I'll quit rambling and let you get back to the rest of the video. I'm sure I'm not the only person that makes this camping, but this is something that we have made forever, camping with my grandpa and stuff. He's the one that kind of originated it. But it's just, you buy a potato, you buy a kielbasa. I got a hot one this time, and then just throw it in the cast iron, which I'm going to try to do over the fire tonight. Normally I have a stove, but I'm just trying to do something different. And then, I don't know if you knew this, but the Uncle Ben's minute rice bags, you can just pour those right out into the cast iron and they'll heat up just fine. But this is what we're having for dinner tonight, and a few cold smokes. Made it through another night out in the mountains. Got a little chilly last night. I think it was colder than what it is now. Had to get the 0 degree bag because it was pretty chilly. But I'm gonna get out of bed and watch the sun come up. Well, just by driving around after I got out of the trail, I managed to find a pretty big ass campground that I didn't know anything about. That wasn't very far. Collectively, none of this is very far from where I live, so it's pretty crazy. But I might have to come back another time and check this place out. Everything's froze up, but it's got a lot of water and a lot of red rocks. But this is where I'm gonna end the video. If you stuck around this far, thanks for watching. Please remember to like it if you did, don't if you didn't. Subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment if you have any input or have any ideas for products or anything like that. And tell your friends about it. It helps out a lot. Thank you.